Chiefs, Eagles. Where have we seen this one before?
Probably, right?
After today's show, I was going to make a suggestion.
Yeah.
After today's show, for the rest of the week, we could probably just re-air our shows from 2 years ago, Tuesday through Friday, in that pre-Super Bowl week window, because it's the same damn teams. But that's okay. I'm not complaining. I lived through the 70s and the 90s. We had a lot of repetition in the Super Bowl. It is surprising, though, in an age of parity.
That's right.
That the excellence emerges twice in 3 years for the Eagles and the Chiefs.
Right. I mean, in the age of parity, it just seems like the same teams continue to surface or bubble to the top over and over. In the era where it's supposed to be the most equal, the salary cap, the free agency, like you talked about, they wanted to be equal, and here we are. I mean, I got to start, the Eagles, the organization they are, that's amazing. And to be back at their third Super Bowl in, 8 years, couldn't be more impressive. But, of course, to start the show and the headline of the show is, how could it not be the Chiefs? I mean, it's insane what they're doing, what we're watching. 5 out of 6 Super Bowls they're going to be in? Nobody's done that, right? That's a first. I was kind of racking that in my brain. So that's amazing.
5 out of 6 has not been done.
5 out of 6 has not been done. We know 3 in a row has not been done. We're going to see if they can possibly do that. But just can't say enough about really the history you're watching. I know this is probably not the matchup the country wanted as far as Philadelphia and Kansas City, but clearly the two best teams going to be facing off in the Super Bowl. We saw that yesterday, and I don't think any of us will doubt that.
And let me just start there. We're going to get into the game quickly. We're
Yeah.
not going to talk about other things before we talk about football. After the Chiefs won,
Right.
during the CBS postgame show, Nate Burleson gave kind of an impassioned plea to the world to just enjoy it. Be glad you're alive at a time to witness what the Chiefs are doing. And he's got every right to try to make that pitch, but I know human nature well enough to know that's not going to work. People get sick of things. People want new. People want fresh. And on one hand, yes, people want to witness history, but they get to a point where they've had enough history and they're ready to move on to something new. And I have sensed that this season, and particularly in this playoff run. I don't think I sensed it during the season because we looked at the Chiefs as flawed, and I think we thought they'll be ousted at some point. They're not good enough to play with the best teams in the AFC. They're not good enough to beat them. Last year, yes. This year, no. And now here they are going back to the Super Bowl, and they're favored by 1.5 right out of the gates.
Yeah.
So the Chiefs' fatigue is real. The players are hearing it. The broadcaster on the radio call, you can tell he's salty about it. There's a backlash to the backlash now.
Definitely,
But
there is, yeah.
This is we've come full circle. In the 70s, it drove Pete Rozelle crazy, former commissioner of the NFL, because a small handful of teams ran the league. They end up with parity as a result of free agency and the salary cap and whatever, and now here we are. 5 out of 6 for the Chiefs. Right after, like immediately on the heels, passing the baton from the Patriots dynasty to the Chiefs dynasty. We went from one to another with no break. The Chiefs won their first the year after the Patriots won their 6th. And here we go. And they're going to try to win number 4. Or the Eagles are going to win their 2nd since 2017 in their 3rd Super Bowl appearance. So you've got some teams that have cracked the code. This is the mirror image of dysfunctional teams do dysfunctional things. You have organizations at the other end that know how to take full advantage of the rules,
right,
and that know how to win, and that know how to build a consistent winner, and here we are. Helps to have a quarterback like the Chiefs have, and you got to give Howie Roseman all the credit.
Have to.
Built a behemoth. He's built a juggernaut. They just go out there and kick your ass.
Yeah, no, it's two organizations that have been very relevant really for the most part of this century. I think that's one thing there. You got to give them credit for that. But, yeah, what we're seeing right now and in the midst of, we're seeing the ultimate moment team against the team that is, built, to the utmost and to the most talented roster in football. That's what we're seeing, and that's where it's going to be awesome for the Super Bowl because we got, the Eagles, you've heard me say, best team in football, most complete roster, really no weak spot. but the Chiefs aren't that much far behind. And like we've talked about in years past, that's where, Mahomes can equal the scales, the way Chiefs play and big games and the big moments and all that equals the scales. So that's what's going to be amazing to see. But the Chiefs, I mean, for what they're doing, I mean, they've relegated Josh Allen and Sean McDermott to Pat Riley and Patrick Ewing of the Knicks in the 90s. And now we're going to see if the Eagles, are they going to become, Jerry Sloan and Karl Malone and the Utah Jazz here? Because it's just amazing. Again, with the Chiefs, it feels Michael Jordan-ish, Bulls-ish, inevitable, and it is pretty special what we're watching. And I hope our hate doesn't take away from that too much. That's I guess, Nate Burleson's point.
It's not hate. It's human nature.
It's just sick of it.
We
right.
get sick of things.
Yeah.
Are you really thrilled about going to New Orleans to cover a Super Bowl featuring the two teams we just covered?
I really am.
Teams in the NFL.
I am. Yeah.
It's taken me a lot to get there. The three-peat helps. But
not me. But I see. I can get behind
helps.
that these are the teams that are the best and the most talented, and so what that it's repeat. But this is what I want to see. I don't want to go, and this is why you heard me say I didn't want to see the Commanders in the Super Bowl. I was scared the Commanders could get blown out in a Super Bowl like we saw yesterday. So I always root for that matchup that we talk about so much that'll give us the best entertainment when we sit on the couch to watch Super Bowl 59. And I think this one will not disappoint us. That's for sure.
I want a great matchup. I want a great game. It's just nice to have different uniforms.
Yeah, I hear
you,
Mike.
It's nice to have different personalities. It's nice to have different teams. It's nice to have different storylines. It's nice to have variety. You got 32 teams. Why does it have to be the same two?
Yeah.
2 out of 3 years?
How dare those other 30 teams? What the hell are they doing?
They're trying to get back. There's one team in particular that wears purple. They would like to get back. Could the rest of them just take a seat and let someone else have a turn? Jimmy, let someone else have a turn.
Yeah.
Patrick, let someone else have a turn. Anyway.
Nope.
It's just, look, it's reality. And the problem is, if you don't want the Chiefs to win, you glom onto the Eagles. But not that anybody's really sick of the Eagles, but the Eagles have been excellent too. There's no upstart. There's no underdog.
No.
There's no let's get behind the team that is going to lose by 50
Clash of the Titans
points.
here, yeah.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.